Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cursing Seamstress. It's been well over 2 weeks since I've done a video, so I'm going to try to cover a few things. First, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I did with my daughter and the grandboys. It was quiet, but just, a lovely day. Today is New Year's Eve. So I hope that you are safe and have a good time, whatever you choose to do. A few things I wanted to follow up. The last video I did was about the dress that I'm wearing right now. This is the Colette, I forgot the name of it, isn't that terrible? I'll put it on the screen, but yeah, this is, I feel like I'm slanted. This is a lovely pattern. I made it before, and I guess I gained weight because the prior dress I can no longer wear. I know it was at least a size or two too small. So I made another one, and this one is from beautiful Hobby Lobby fabric. It's a cotton, but it's a nice and soft cotton. It's not stiff at all. It's very, very soft. Almost has a brushed feel. This is a great pattern. It has the things I like in a pattern: an empire waist. It's got pockets. I don't have to have pockets, but they're nice to have. What I don't like about it, if I had to pick something, is that the back is a V back and does expose more of my back than that I would like it to, especially for a wear-to-work dress. I did lengthen this from the last time because it is kind of short. It's maybe right above the knee. I lengthened it maybe 2 inches or so. I actually don't remember. It has a size zipper. It has a lot of pieces to it, but don't let that scare you off. It's the Rooibos or Rebus dress, R-O-O-I-B-I-S, I believe it is. But everything goes together perfectly. It's just a lovely pattern. I'll stand up and let you have a look. The mistake that I made was, what I think I did was, I think I went up 2 sizes from the prior dress, and I should have just gone up 1 size. I believe this is an 18. And probably I don't know, the first dress was may have been a 12. But, so I threw this pattern away because I need to cut a size smaller. I did have to make quite a bit of adjustments in this one, and just to make it small enough so it would fit and be wearable. It's very wearable. This folds over here. I put 2 buttons here that I had. I have a ton of buttons. And, all right, so I'll stand up. Alrighty, this is it. Side zipper here, pockets here. I'll turn around and show you the back. It has seams here and seams in the front. So there is a front panel and a back panel, and then seams here. But it's so cute, and it's just a fun dress. And this one I'll be able to wear, just because I can't wear the other one because it's too small. I wanted to follow up on the pattern company called DG Patterns. I had shown you a pattern that I downloaded from them, the pattern pieces. The pattern was all wrong from the beginning. First of all, it was not layered, so I had lots of spaghetti lines, and I can usually work through that fine. But in the description and the instructions, it showed that I was supposed to have 36 pages, and after taping everything together, I have 30. So I emailed the owner, and she didn't say much except something like, try this. and she sent me two files, the pattern pieces and the instruction file again. And I responded and said something like, aren't these the same files? And she said, the instructions now shows there are only 30 pages. So sure enough, it did. But again, trying to tape them together, there was one page that was supposed to match up to something above it, and it was so far off. None of the spaghetti lines for the different sizes lined up. To make them line up, I had to offset that page by like 3 inches. So there was no way to tell if doing that was going to mess up the page below it. Was I supposed to match up the top page to the edge of the page below it, which would not match up to any of the lines? Or was I supposed to match up with the lines for the different sizes and assume that it wouldn't affect the page underneath? So I emailed about that and sent a photo. There was another pattern piece that said cut one on the fold, but yet in the instructions it showed that there were 2 pieces. It was not cut on the fold. I emailed about that. My printer did not print all of the lines on the pattern pieces. I don't have that problem with any other PDFs, and that's all I use basically most of the time. And so I had no idea how much the pages were supposed to overlap with one another. Was I to overlap them where they connected with the spaghetti lines for the sizes or not? I emailed about all these things, and she satisfied nothing. It was awful. So after trying to piece this whole, it was a dress, after trying to piece it together, not getting answers from the company, I threw it away. And I learned a lesson. It's a new company, I think. I did buy 2 patterns from them. They look great on the screen. When you look at the photos of people, mostly it's the owner wearing them. They look great. That's what attracted me to the company to start with. But when you have a pattern company that gives you absolutely no support and that there are problems with the pattern, my thought is that these patterns are not ready to go live and to be sold. That's my opinion. Still haven't heard from the lady about anything. Not how are you doing? You know, were you able to correct the problem? Nothing. So that's that. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I finished up. I've had a lot of time on my hands because I've been out of work since I think the 20th. And I don't go back until the 3rd of January. So I needed to fill that time. And I'll show you one thing I made. And actually I just finished it this morning. Hold on a second. Right, I made a commercial big whatever pattern. This is a see and sew. And this is what the envelope looks like. Very simple. There's a child's apron and an adult apron, and I made the adult. My grandboys help my daughter cook quite a bit. One is 14 and the other one is 10. So I did make an adult, and it's very adjustable. It has the these rings here to set the size. And this fabric was a thrift store fabric. It is a canvasy fabric. It's not real thick, but it's, you know, it's got quite a bit of body. I put a saying on there. It has a frying pan with hearts coming up from it. This kitchen is seasoned with love. I'm sorry, I'm reading it backwards. It has a nice pocket here that is stitched down the center, so you have two separate areas to put things in. And I serged most of the edges and then folded them over. There's nothing hard about it. The only negative for, I guess, the fabric affected this is that these D-rings here on this piece here, it's just a very small piece that the D-rings go through. Sewing across this was a little bit difficult. I was able to do it on my machine. My FAF does pretty well with that. But just be aware that that does get thick if you're using a medium weight fabric. So let me put it on just for fun. But it's a nice pattern. I like it. I hemmed this 1 inch, and actually when I laid out this front piece here that's cut on the fold, I laid it too far down on the fabric piece. So I ended up taking off, I think, 1 inch when I was first cutting it out, which was not a problem. I was too lazy to cut another piece, even though I do have quite a bit more of this fabric. So this is what it looks like. I do recommend this pattern. Again, I don't sew a lot of the big one, I guess it is now, but I will for some kids things and for, you know, crafty things like an apron. Okay, somebody said something to me recently, which kind of surprised me. They asked me what makeup I was using. And I think the answer to that is, right now I don't have any makeup on except for some lipstick, but I think maybe I looked better on camera only because of that depression light that my friend sent me. And so I have it right behind the camera, and it's just a great light for my sewing room. I have it not fully up. The light part of it can go up and down. So fully up, it comes straight out. I do have it tilted a little bit, but that's the only thing different. If I did have to recommend a makeup though, one that I love, it's the best lipstick ever. It's the MAC, M-A-C brand of lipstick, the MAC Matte. So it's not a shiny lipstick, it goes on matte, and I love it. That's the only lip stuff that I buy. And you can get it at, I think, JCPenney. Belk has it. I think Sephora. I know they used to have it. I don't know if they still have it. But a tube is probably $20. But it's great lipstick. It stays on, and they've got a bunch of different colors. But it is the matte that I like. So, and I want to mention one other thing before I go. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but most of you know Georgia and Dixie, my two miniature poodles. Georgia is doing great. She's almost 13 years old. Dixie is 3, and she is not doing well. So part of the reason I've been busy lately is because I've been dealing with her illness. In 10 days, I was at 3 different vets, including 2 who were in Virginia, one in Virginia Beach and one in Suffolk, and then my vet here. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. She is She is recovering. She won't completely recover. It's a little bit raw right now for me, so I'm not going to go into a bunch of detail. I don't want to bring people down on, New Year's Eve or anything, but I'll talk more about that. So she's up here with me right now. She did not want to appear on camera though. But anyway, that's it. Be safe. Have a great tonight and tomorrow. I am not having black-eyed peas, which is supposed to be lucky. I did buy my daughter some yesterday and take them to her. I'm having navy beans, or actually they're called ham beans, and I am right now cooking a pork loin in my crock pot. I'm not a big meat eater, but I don't know, just the pork loin will give the beans a lot more flavor. So that's it, and I will talk at you later. Bye-bye.